Hello everybody, Brian Hoxie back here. Today I'm going to take a little break from the one-on-one all-time greats tournament I'm running. I'm going to have kind of a one-off game here, um, kind of in kind of a makeshift universe. I've got the Nebraska A&M Aggies are going to be visiting the North Kansas State Krushers. Huge rivals. Been playing for 100 years. This game's going to be taking place kind of early in March. It's the last regular season game, last conference game of the Great Plains Conference. The Nebraska Aggies, A&M Aggies, are currently 13-0 in the conference, and North Kansas State is 12-1. And obviously, the only loss for North Kansas State was against Nebraska A&M at the Clyde Norton Pavilion back in mid-January. Nebraska A&M won that game 80-74. In that game, Italian Anthony had 5 impact points for Nebraska A&M, and Joe Churchill had 5 for North Kansas State. It was 44-43 at halftime. Nebraska A&M was up and stayed close throughout, but a couple late baskets helped them win 80-74. Since then, both teams have won out conference-wise, so this game's kind of for all the marbles, at least for the regular season in the Great Plains Conference. And we'll have moving forward into the conference tournament. So this should be a good one. Obviously, like I said, the last game, 80-74, close throughout. But we'll play it out and see. So I think I got everything set up. I got my lineup set up. Some of these names I may, obviously everyone, when you play the fictional sets, everybody's going to say a name different for the most part. So, and I may say a name different from one time to another. It's hard to say, but we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. Like I said, Nebraska A&M is at North Kansas State. We're at the Coolmax Arena, and Nebraska A&M 13-0 in the conference, Great Plains Conference, and North Kansas State is 12-1. So they're looking to get a share of it, and Nebraska A&M is looking to win it outright undefeated. So we'll see what happens here. Alrighty, first card of the game. Grab quality. D'Italian Anthony has it, and Luca Mista does not. So Anthony's going to score right off the bat for Nebraska A&M. Home player with defensive power. He not only has defensive power, and he has it underlined, so he's going to strip the ball from Anthony and take it the other way and score. And that is Neziah Jackson Jr. with that play for the Krushers. So already in this game, the first couple cards been back and forth. Home player with defensive spark. He does not have it. Jackson does not have it. And that's going to, Bryson Poole is going to take it the other way and score for Nebraska A&M. Oops, I flipped the wrong card. Let's try this one. There we go. All right, coach's card. And we're going to discard a card for defensive adjustments. So Enoch Moon, the coach of the Krushers, is going to bring in Kyler DeGraff. Let's see what kind of play he draws up. He's have energized 2-6. complacent in sync 11 and 12. So we'll see what happens. And it's a 7, so nothing happens. Go back to neutral. Both guys rotate. Home player with offensive quick. Churchill does not have that, so Haywood's going to steal it from him. So they both rotate. Good play by Haywood. Net quality. Doesn't look like either one of them have it, so it's going to rotate. Kind of a slow moving opening first half to the first half. Home player with offensive spark. He does not have it, so he's going to dribble, turn the ball over. Back to the Aggies. So tough first half so far for both teams. Scoring the basketball. That wasn't quite the case in the other game I played out last night. Push quality. Detailing Anthony has it. Luca Mista does not. So Anthony is going to score. I'm going to grab the momentum. Mista goes to rotate. So that puts Nebraska A&M up 13-9 right now with 1 card to go here. And it's a coach card. So Orlando Snipes, the coach of the Aggies, is going to bring in Matt Sanaga, who had a pretty good game back in January. Had 3 impact points to help the Aggies in that win. So we'll roll to see what happens. 6-8 is energized. 2 or 3 is complacent, and class is 12. So they're looking for a 6, 7, or 8, and they get an 11. So somewhat like Moon's timeout earlier, Snipes draws up a play, but just doesn't quite work out for the Aggies on that one. So that's the end. We're at the TV timeout, 10 minutes to go in the first half. And no, there was no scoring adjustments for that. So Nebraska A&M 13, North Kansas State 9. So we'll see what happens here to finish out the first half. Visitor player with offensive skill. He does have offensive skill, so Talion Anthony is going to score again. Home player with offensive skill. He does have offensive skill. Or no, he does not. He has defensive skill, so he's going to throw the ball away. And both guys will rotate. That was Joe Churchill in the turnover for North Kansas State. We got a rough look. 2 shots. Looks like Poole's going to win it because Benson has the burst symbol. So Bryson Poole is going to have a couple free throws here for Nebraska A&M. He clanks on a 3 and a 12. So he makes the first one, and he makes the second one. So he makes both. And both going to rotate. So that puts Nebraska A&M up 19-9. Nothing going here so far for the home team, North Kansas State. Can't seem to get anything going. But after the first game between these two, I'm sure they'll wake up here soon. So we've got an unusual result, and it's a 12. So it says 12 run and gun, add 2 fast action cards to each quarter. Okay, well, like I said, it was a kind of a slow moving first 10 minutes of the game, but I guess evidently the rest of the game is going to pick up a little bit. So we'll see how that plays out. Another usual result. This time it's a 7. Trailing team, active player sparks a rally, move 1 space. So that would be Thaddeus Young is going to score for the Krushers. We'll see if that kind of gets them going here. Home player with defensive smart. He has offensive smart, but he doesn't have defensive smart. So Dennis Lucas is going to take the ball and score on the other end for the Aggies. Net quality. Well, Lucas doesn't have it, so he had the momentum, so we're going to flip the card and see if Mista has the grab quality, which he does not. So nothing's going to happen there. Momentum will shift back to neutral, and both players will rotate. You got a floor cam, home player with defensive skill. Isaiah Jackson Jr. does not have defensive skill. So Jay Anderson is going to score for the Aggies. And they're off to a pretty good start here in this game. They want that undefeated title, I guess. Another unusual result. That's a 9. Any active home player defensive check. So we're going to check how many defensive qualities DeGraff has. And he has 1 and 2. 2 says defensive laps, opponent scores. So Anderson's going to score get another impact point. And that's going to put Nebraska A&M currently is up 32-16. Visitor player with defensive reach. He does have it. It's not underlined, so he's just going to block Churchill's shot. Home player with offensive quick. He has defensive quick. He doesn't have offensive quick. So he's going to turn the ball over, step out of bounds. Both players will rotate. Last card of the first half. Snag quality. Natalian Anthony has it, and Thaddeus Young does not. But the hand signal will give Young a chance to deny. And if he has defensive skill, which he does not. So Anthony's going to score. That's his 4th impact point of the game. And we're going to go to halftime with Nebraska A&M leading North Kansas State 36-16. 20-point lead for the Aggies. And vastly different than the 1-point game they had earlier in January, for sure. So Nebraska A&M, like I said, they're 13-0 coming in the conference, Great Plains Conference, and North Kansas State 12-1. Obviously, they're only lost to Nebraska A&M. So we'll go to the second half and see if North Kansas State can get back into this. You're going to need to have a good first 10 minutes here of the second half. And it's a coach's card. So we'll do, and a defensive adjustment will discard one of the fat cards. So Enoch Moon can't be too pleased with how his team's been playing so far. He'll bring in Eduardo DeRay. Let's see what he can do. and it's 11, so it's complacent. So Taylor and Anthony is going to go the other way for the Aggies. Big mistake. And North Kansas State leads to a Aggies basket. And we got momentum, the push, and Anthony does have push, but Young is going to get a chance to deny. I think I flipped. I don't think I did. I think it's supposed to be Mista. Mista's going to have a chance to deny here. And if he has defensive smart, which he does. So Mista's at least going to stop that basket from happening. You have to rotate, but looking for the pick quality, and neither player has it, so both will rotate. Another unusual result. I think that's the fourth one so far, and it's a 7. Trailing team player sparks a rally. We'll see if that's true or not. DeGraff is going to score. He came in off the bench. Jalen Haywood is going to rotate. So it's 42-22 in favor of Nebraska A&M. We're looking for the bump quality. Neither one has it. So we'll just rotate. We got a rough luck, 2 shots to the trailing team, and that's obviously the Krushers. So Churchill is going to get a couple free throws here. He clanks on 7, 8, 9, and 12, so not the greatest. But he makes the first one, and he misses the second one. So Churchill, 1 of 2 from the line. We'll both rotate. I'll bring up Bones Benson for the Krushers, and Matt Senga for the Aggies. Home player with defensive quick. Well, he only has a couple qualities, but one of them is defensive quick. So he's going to steal the ball. It's not underlined, otherwise he would score, but causes another turnover. Both players will rotate. Pace is kind of slowed down here again. And looking for the pick quality. Detailing Anthony again. He's got the pick. Eduardo DeRay is going to get a chance to deny it, though, with the hand symbol. So we'll see if he has defensive reach. He does not. So Anthony is going to score again. That's his 6th impact point of the game. And it puts Nebraska A&M up 46-23. An unusual result. It's a 5 active visitor player defensive check, so we'll see how many defensive qualities Taylor and Anthony has. It looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 or 4 qualities. Defensive stop, no score, both players rotate. So a good defensive play by Anthony. He's one of the top players in the PCAA, the Play College Athletic Association. And the last card, then we'll be hitting the 10-minute mark of the second half. And it's a rough look. It's an and 1 for the training team, so that's going to be Mista that's going to score. Actually, that's only his first impact point of the game. He's their top player. And his free throw clank 8, 5, and 8, and there's an 8. So he missed it. So that's just kind of how things have gone for North Kansas State today, in this game at least. Just never have seemed to get anything going, and they're kind of running out of time. But it looks like there's going to be a score adjustment. There's 8 spaces in between. If I was using this, there's 8 spaces, so I need to we need to bump up both teams. So Haywood's going to get an impact point, and Jackson Jr. is going to get an impact point. And we're going to have 10 minutes to go in the game, and Nebraska A&M looking in good shape to finish out the Great Plains Conference season undefeated as they lead 51-29. So I got the last 10 here, or 12 actually now, because we had to bump that up. So we'll see what happens. I don't believe North Kansas State is going to be able to come all the way back, but stranger things have happened. One thing I'll say, they're going to need to get some impact points pretty quickly at the start of this last segment. It's a rough look, 2 shots. So we're comparing the rough looks on each card. Neither one have any symbols, so it's going to go to the home team. So Jackson's going to get a couple free throws. He clanks on a 5 and an 11. He makes the first one, and he makes the second one. So a couple free throws for Jackson. Well, free throws are good right now, or good anytime. They kind of need baskets more than free throws, but home player with offensive reach. He is not, Kyler DeGraff does not have offensive reach, so the shot's going to be blocked by Dennis Lucas of the Aggies, and we're going to go the other way. And you got Who Cam Wow. Oh, well, here we go. Jay Anderson has it. He has it underlined, and Churchill doesn't have it at all. So Anderson's going to score. That's his third impact point of the game. He's going to grab the momentum. Churchill's going to rotate. And a coach card. Snipes is going to call a timeout. He's going to bring in Wendis Brown, junior guard forward. So we'll see what happens here. He's a 6 and an 8 for an energize, and it's a 4, so nothing happened in there. Both guys are going to rotate. It's 55-31 in favor of Nebraska A&M over North Kansas State. I imagine it's going to be about the point where most of the North Kansas State Krusher fans are probably heading for the exits or getting their coats on, getting ready to head out. So we're looking for the bump quality. They both have it. Anderson and DeRay both have it, but the tiebreaker is going to go to the visitors. So Anderson's going to score again. 4th impact point for him, and increases the Aggies lead to 59-32. Home player with defensive power. Unfortunately, Young has offensive power, but he doesn't have defensive power, so that's going to lead to Anderson scoring his 5th impact point of the game and increasing the lead to 63-32. Home player with offensive power. He does have it. It's underlined. That's Luca Mista. So he's going to score a couple impact points for his team. It might be a little, obviously I think it's too late right now, but 67-42 in favor of Nebraska A&M. Coach's card, Enoch Moon, going to his bench, trying to get all the other guys in the game. This is Derek Stansbury, and the play he calls is, it works. So Stansbury off the bench, going to get an impact point. Makes it 69-47. Obviously, Kansas State probably looking just to make the score look respectable. Rough look, 2 shots to the visitors. That's Italian Anthony. He's got 6 impact points. Let's see if he's going to add a couple free throws to it. He clanks on a 4 and an 8. That's a 3, so he makes that one. And he makes both. It's kind of the day the Aggies have had. It seems like everything's kind of went right for them right from the start. And on the flip side, North Kansas State just never really got anything going too much. So another rough look. It's an and one rough look, and Mista's gonna get the and one, so he's gonna score his 4th impact point. He's gonna get a free throw. He clanks on a 5 and an 8, and he kind of the way that's been, he misses the free throw. We'll both rotate. Looking for the grab quality. Naziah Jackson Jr. has it, and Jalen Haywood does not. So Jackson's going to score on that. It's his third impact point of the game. So the last card of the game. Let's see what happens here. It's a rough look. 2 shots. We don't have a fact to discard, and the rough look, neither one have the inequality, so the tiebreaker goes to the home team. So Jackson's gonna close out the game with a couple free throws here. 5 and a 11 he clanks, and that was a 7, so he gets a make and another make. So he was 4 for 4 from the line in the game. But that's gonna end it. And the Nebraska A&M Aggies come into the Coolmax Arena, North Kansas State's home, and finish out an undefeated conference season, 14-0 with a 75-59 win over the Krushers. Actually, I don't score kind of, if you're a Krushers fan, obviously the score, they kind of got what they wanted. The score was a little bit more respectable than it was earlier. I know it was at least, I think it was 20 points at halftime, and I want to say it was like 22 points or something like that with 10 minutes to go. So they closed it, got within 16. But obviously, disappointing game. They were looking to being at 12-1. They were hoping to win the game and share the title with their longtime rivals. But we had Taylor and Anthony had a huge game with 6 impact points. Jay Anderson also had a nice game with 5 impact points. Luka Mista, who just didn't get on track from the get-go, did get a little bit going there late. He had ended up with 4 impact points and a defensive impact point. And Naziah Jackson Jr. ended up with 3 impact points for the Krushers. So, well, hopefully I just figured, you know what, I need to play an actual game out. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. I as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking I know there was times where I think I was supposed to flip players after certain points, after free throws or quarters or stuff like that, and I might not have done that, but that's part of trying to do all this, keep track of points, score, and everything that goes along with making videos. But hopefully it was fun, something different. Obviously in anybody else's universe, these 2 teams may not even play each other, or but in my one-off here, I kind of had in my made-up universe for the one-off game. They're longtime rivals, and they've played out the conference season, and the conference tournaments coming up, and I just thought it'd be kind of a fun extra added stuff to go along with this game. So hopefully enjoyed it. Like I said, it wasn't a tutorial per se, because I believe I did mess up some stuff, but not on purpose by any means. So again, Nebraska A&M completes a 14-0 Great Plains Conference season with a 75-59 win over North Kansas State. So hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed it, and we'll be back and do another video here pretty soon. Thanks for watching.